That we've set up the main composition, we're going to get some assets from After Effects. The first thing I want to do is go into Layer, New, and get a solid to use as the background. It's already blue. If you want to change the color, you know by now you can click on the color chip, make comp size. It's already comp size, 1050 by 1050. The nice thing is you can use solids for a lot of things. And when you make a solid, it tells you the color, blue solid 1, and it also will, watch, make a folder in assets, and every solid you make in here will go into this folder. You can also, with a solid, you have options. It doesn't have to be this size. You can make it different sizes. You can move it around. I just undid that. You can move it around. Command Z. Multiple levels of undo. There's an audio button here. This is solo. That hides other things. We don't have other things. But we are going to lock it. So I'm going to lock it so it doesn't move. Here is our layer right here. And here is our timeline marker. So these are things that it's important to know. Like right here is 3 seconds and 5 frames. And over here, let's see, let's go over to 2 seconds and 10 and 5 frames. Notice your time is right here in the upper left. So that's good to know. We had made it 5 seconds. If we want to make it, let's say we want to make it 6 seconds. We can go to Composition, Composition Settings, and right here, I can just highlight that and type in 600. That's the shortcut way. Oops, I have to highlight the whole thing. 600. Now we've got a 6-second composition. I also want to make a red ball. And here's our rectangle. So I'm going to go to Ellipse. The fill is red already. The stroke is disabled, but I do want you to know that when you click on the word stroke, I can enable it. Let's see, let's go to solid and click. And now it's the color that it was before. It's 5 pixels. I don't want a stroke on it right now. I might change my mind. So I have to go to the word stroke to get this thing that disables it. This only gives me the color. The chip only gives me the color. Same with the fill. You may only want a stroke. There's also blend modes in here, opacity, and you can preview it. So there's all different things depending on where you click. So since we don't have a stroke, this isn't highlighted. But I do have the ellipse, and this is going to make a shape layer. And shape layers have a lot of valuable things. I want this to be a perfect circle, so Shift key down, and there's my red circle. I want to move the anchor point. So I'm going to click on this. This is the pan behind anchor point tool. See that blue up there? And I'm going to grab the anchor point with this tool and bring it down here. Lots of animations need you to change the anchor point. So that's a good thing to know. And the move tool, which is, yes, it's a move tool. I think we're going to start down here, so I'm just going to move it down here because the next thing we're going to do, here's the shape layer, and the shape layer has separate, like the ellipse has separate controls than a regular layer that has all of these controls here. We didn't cover that in the interface, so I'm covering that here. Let's go to the blue solid. It only has transform. A shape layer has special controls for the ellipse itself. I just want you to see these while we're on the solid, because if you hit P, you'll get position. If you hit S, you'll get scale. Both of these are selected, so it's doing it to both of them. I'm going to click off of here and just click onto the, unlock it for a second. Click onto the blue solid. If I want both position and scale, I'll hold the Shift key. I have position and scale. The only thing that isn't quite obvious is opacity. It's T rather than O. And the reason that is because O is the end of the clip, the out frame, and in is the in frame of the clip, and that's I. So I and O are taken. So they had to go with opacity is T. I like to think of it as transparency. Kind of the same concept. So the if you close it with this little arrow and then just open it again, you'll see all of them. Anchor point can be animated, position, scale, rotation, and opacity. And I also want you to notice that you can animate the anchor point, and we're going to be animating the position and the scale in the next tutorial that we do. So that's this tutorial. We're ending here, and we'll start the next one.